Hello farmers and welcome back to American Falls over at the cow farm. Just filled up a half a tank load of slurry from the pigs. And I thought this is where the slurry... No, this might be the milk. Yeah, this should be the milk. Where is the slurry pickup point for the cows? I don't remember, so let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, that's probably for the milk. Where is... Oh, the slurry pickup point is, well, makes sense, over by the pit. Yeah, so we're going to bring this over to the BGA, of course, to make some money overnight. The grass field, I thought I was going to mow this month, but I'm going to pass on it until next month. That way the entire field is at its full height, and we should be able to get another cut in this season. But yeah, I want all this money to come in for the BGA for a couple of reasons. I would like to be able to buy the dairy production before I bring the milk down, so I can make butter and cheese and get more money off of that. Now, I made a little bit of a mistake with the oil production. The only mistake I made was the sell point. The sell point I put down will not take crude oil alone. So I have no place to sell the oil currently. So I'm just going to think we're going to hopefully stockpile the crude oil in that production until we can afford the other production building, and then all that oil, of course, will go into that production and make all those parts and stuff that it makes, like the bearings, the grease and all that. So that's kind of the plan. We'll see how it goes. Now, we still have a good amount of silage at the BGA being processed. I still think it's over 200,000 liters, so that's going to bring us in some money along with this slurry. And as you can see, we got ourselves a full tanker. I will need to buy a tanker to transport the milk. We're going to have 3 tankers in total, one for slurry to bring over to the BGA. We don't want to use the same tanker to transport the milk down to the dairy. And then, of course, we don't want to mix up the crude oil and eventually diesel fuel along with the slurry and or milk. So we're going to have 3 different tankers. Do we really need to? No, it's Farming Simulator after all. But just to keep it a little bit more realistic, we're going to have ourselves 3 separate tankers. And since the tankers are relatively cheap, then it's not that bad of a thing. Actually, I just remembered, at the end of last episode, there is a tanker for sale for diesel fuel only. And since I won't be transporting the crude oil now, maybe I should just get the tanker for transporting the diesel fuel? I could do that. I think it was relatively cheap. That'll save us, I think, somewhere in the vicinity of $18,000 that it's on sale for. We'll have a look at it in just a moment. Although the dairy production is something I really need to save up the money for. And diesel fuel, we're not anywhere close ready for that. I don't even have the other production building down yet. That's going to cost us $150,000. All right, let's get over here and dump this into the BGA. I do have digestate, but as we know, digestate does not sell for a great amount, and I'm trying to hold on to that until that is at its peak price, which is like in January, February-ish. All the animals should be good to go, sleeping through until July. And where's that trigger point? There it is. All right, so while that's going in, let's go into the BGA here. And where are we here? So silage, yeah, we still got 210,000. Let's go ahead and activate the slurry as well. The crude oil, that's getting there quite fast. And the good thing is this will store a lot of it as well. Everything else is doing what it needs to be doing. We don't have, well, I got a little bit of wheat I brought down there, but no sense of turning that on just yet. And I think we're all set. I'm going to bring the Fendt back to the farm. Don't need it parked here. The Fendt could use a repair and a refuel. So I think on the way back, when I'm passing the fuel station, I'm going to top this off with some diesel. And yeah, now it's time to sleep through the rest of the month. Wake up in July. Fingers crossed. I think the dairy production building's like 70,000. And then, like I said, we need a tanker as well to transport that down there. So we're going to need about 100 grand to buy all that. So fingers crossed the BGA can bring in that amount of money. Alright, back at the farm, we'll park the slurry tanker right where the pig slurry is loaded in. That should be good. I'll detach that tanker. We'll leave the dolly on the fence because I'm hoping I'll be able to use that first thing in the morning for the cow's milk. The goat's milk, we don't actually have a whole lot of it over there, but it could be something I pick up as well and bring down to the dairy if everything goes well. Now, the store, yeah, I'm kind of hoping, wow, it's only $7,500 for a diesel tanker. I think it usually goes for 28. Is it 28? 17. Like I said, we don't really need it right now, so I'm going to have to hold on to it, and I would hate to buy it and then be short the money I need to buy the dairy and everything else. We will sleep until 6 a.m. just to see if there's any good contracts out there that might help us out for the day. And I'm only going to be doing fertilizing contracts from now on. Don't need to be doing all the plowing contracts as well. There is one for 17,000, so we'll take that one. And the rest are whatever. Oh, wow, yeah, we're still... we don't even have enough to buy the dairy production. Well, that kind of sucks a little bit. But what we can do is we'll grab the fence and we'll get that fertilizing contract done. I'm hoping I got enough fertilizer to get the contract done. Because 17,000... We'll get it. I think the dairy is 70. So the contract alone will get us over. But I won't be able to afford the tanker for the milk. We'll have to find a way. I may have to do more fertilizing contracts just to get that up and going. I thought the BGA would bring in more money than it did overnight with the slurry and silage. But, yeah, it is what it is. July. Is there anything I can sell in July? I wonder if there's anything I got that would bring in some cash. This should be field number 47 right here, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just go to here. It is. Yep, and we got to get one of the Franks on the job first thing this morning. They won't be too happy getting up this early. But, you know what? They get paid rather well. All right, yeah, everything's at one headland, one, yep, that all looks good. Generate course. All right, and if we run out of fertilizer, I'll just put enough in to get the job done afterwards. I think Frank Jr. got in there. And of course, he wasn't happy with the condition of the tractor, so he repaired it enough, taking out another $1,000 of my money. Well, the community's money. I kind of forget this is American Falls Farm that we're running here. While that's going on, we're going to detach from the dolly. And, yeah, I guess I'm going to have to repair the fence because I need to go mow that grass. The grass field should be fully grown on all sides. All the sides should be fully grown. Let's jump out here. And how much is... Ooh, 6,000. All right, well... I can't mow the grass with the tractor in the condition that it's in. Hopefully the Landini, which... Where's the Landini? That's its parking spot. I gotta find the Landini. Oh, I bet you it's got the grain trailer down by the combine, ready to harvest the oat fields. That's what I'm guessing. So what we're gonna be doing is mowing the grass and having the Landini behind us, tedding the grass, turning it over to hay. So let's zip on in here. The mowers are parked into the sheds. I think one set of mowers are in here and the front mower is in the other shed. Grab that. Now, I've been told with the enhanced animal mod, which we do run, with the cattle, the newborns, if you just give them hay, I think what they were saying is that... I was looking for the mower. their health will not go up. So I want to keep track of that when our Jersey cattle had the first newborns. We'll have to keep an eye on the cow's health with just hay alone. Been told it will not go up. If it stays the same, I guess that's all right. I mean, as long as they don't die, I guess that's the whole thing I'm more worried about. We'll see what happens when it gets there. We can make some TMR if we need to quickly. I wish I could just say TMR for the newborns only, but I don't think that's the way it works. Right, lower that down. And is my mower on widespread? Yes, it is. All right, so we'll put that down. Turn that off for a second. Let's get the Landini, which is... Oh, looks like I left it parked down at the grain mill. All right, I need to drop off the trailer at the next field we're going to be harvesting, which is an oat field. And then go grab the tedder, and we can have the tedder follow behind us as we mow the grass. Get 2 jobs done in one. All right. Trailer is parked over by the combine. Did I park the tedder over here at least? I did. Now, I will have to lease a windrower once we get this made into hay to put into a swath. Problem I'm going to be running into is spending money this month and trying to bring in enough to do everything that we need to do. While it's unfolding, I just want to check on the BGA to see if that's still got, yeah, still got slurry and silage in it. So it went through a good amount of silage overnight, and the slurry, about half of the slurry as well. All right, let's go ahead and turn on the tedder. Yeah, you follow the fent. But you know what? You could probably follow 40 meters behind us would be good. So turn on the front mower, turn on the rear mower. What is the working speed of the tedder? That's the only thing I got to keep track of as I go along. Working speed is 9, and I think the mowers were doing 14. So I just got to be a little bit careful I don't get that far ahead. Course play can only follow so many waypoints. So if you get too far ahead, the worker will just say, the heck with it, I don't know where I need to be going. And they quit on you. So we'll take the money from the fertilizing contract. We'll buy the dairy production. If I really need to, I guess we could clean out the tanker that we currently have. We'll give it a good wash, although I don't have a pressure washer. I just realized 8 years in American Falls, I still don't have a pressure washer. But our equipment is really clean for, 8 years of use, not really being washed. Yeah, maybe this time we'll have to close our eyes and just say the tanker is clean. We'll put the milk into it and bring it on down to the dairy production. So this will be the first time I'm actually cutting this grass field as one. Now, we used to get like 250, 260 on this. This would actually be the lower half because we're facing south. The lower half of the field. We used to get like 250, 260 liters of grass. I'm talking thousands of liters. And now we got the additional of the other field. So I'm thinking we're going to be pretty close to 400,000. But it's going to be kind of hard to do the math because we're making it into bales. And I'm hoping I'm not too close to that fence line where the worker, I think the tedder is a little bit wider than the mowers. Yeah, the worker is kind of, I don't want to say slacking behind, it's just the working speed isn't quite there. I'm hoping that they don't clip the fence. They might do so. Yeah, but I'm kind of hoping for like 400,000 liters. We'll have to see how many bales we get off the field. Then I think each bale is 8,000 liters possibly, and we can just do some math and see how much grass we actually get off the field. Did you get stuck on the fence line? You did not. Perfect. Actually, I could advance the time a little bit because we saw all the contracts available first thing this morning. As for the store, I'm wondering if that... nope, that tanker is gone, which... Just curious to see what's in the store. How are we doing on the contract as I wait for the worker behind us to catch up? Almost 80% done. And we got a good amount of fertilizer left. Yeah, I think they'll get that job done without running out of fertilizer, so that's good. It looks like the worker is catching up to us. Yeah, merging these two fields together and having one big grass field was the right call. And the next cut, we might be taking all this grass over to the BGA, compacting it, silage, BGA, you know the routine there. I think we're going to have enough hay to keep the sheep, goats, and cattle all fed for another year. At least until next spring before I can do another cut. But yeah, I have to remember to keep the eye on the Jersey cattle when they have their first offspring. We'll have to see how the calves' health goes. We don't want their health decreasing. Would I have the material to make TMR? Not really. I'd be short on silage. We'll have the hay, we'll have the straw, but we will not have the silage, although it wouldn't be too hard to make some. We can put some... Maybe I should make this a little bit of silage and leave it in the fermenting silo just in case, and be somewhat prepared for it. I guess we could do that. Let me just check on the cattle here in just a second, and we'll see if any of our cattle are... I think they're only like halfway before they have any cattle, any calves coming in. We'll get a little bit out of the way so the worker can get around. Let's just have a quick peek here on the status of the cattle's offspring. Let's see here. We got these 5. They're 40%, 20%, 30%. So I think we got like 4 or 5 more months. So technically, all this grass here I can turn into hay. The next cut we do, we're probably making it into silage anyway, so it'll be good. And productivity is at 0. I think it's because the milk is full. Yeah, I'm thinking it's because the milk is full only. Oh, our worker is waiting for us. All right, and the contract on field 47 is done. Let me just go ahead, and they still may be going up and down the field there. Yes, they are. You're done. You're good. Yeah, save the other 386 liters for something else. Let's go collect on that contract, shall we? Collect on that. Perfect. Yeah, we barely got the money to to buy the dairy production to put the milk in. And right now I'm paying a worker to tend the grass. So I don't think it'll cost me $2,000 and change to finish up this job here. But once we do, let's go buy the dairy production. So at least get the milk in. We'll have to use the slurry tanker for now. Just pretend that one of our workers is cleaning out the tanker so we can bring the milk over. And that way the cattle can start making some more milk. But I'll see you in a little while once I get this field pretty much done. And we'll make a nice little purchase of another production building. Maybe next time when I cut this grass, I may not have the worker follow me. Maybe I'll just wait until I'm done cutting the grass and then set a worker to tend the field with course play. Just having to wait for the tedder. Yeah, it's taken probably just as long as if I were to cut it and then go around with a tedder afterwards, I think. Kind of. But yeah, definitely slows up the mowing process. But we are just about done anyways. We're getting close to the top of the hour, which is good news because the BGA should sell some of the electricity and methane that it has stored up. While I was waiting for a worker to catch up in the tedder, I teleported down to the dairy production quickly. And yes, the dairy production is 70,000, so we can afford it. But what we're going to do here is we're going to fill up the tanker with milk, go on down to the dairy production, and I'm going to put just a little bit into the dairy production before I buy it, because I want to test to see if that is still a thing in Farming Simulator 22. If we put material into a production building then buy it, is the material that we put in still in the production? So, inquiring minds want to know. I'm not going to put a whole bunch in, just enough, because I don't want to cheat the system. Because really, if I wanted to make a whole bunch of money, I could just sell all the milk to the dairy production and then buy it. I'm going to get all that milk back, I think, and then make it into butter and cheese. But I just want to put a little bit in to see if it's still in there when I buy the production building. So about $300 in wage payments, but overall our money went up to $75,307, leaving us a little bit of extra money after we buy the dairy production. I was going to set a worker off to do another fertilizing contract, but I'm out of fertilizers, so I don't have money to refill that currently. And the milk is a priority because the Jersey cattle don't have any place to put their milk currently, so we got to wait for that. Speaking of waiting, I'm just waiting for the worker to get done tedding the grass. And also there is rain coming. I do have a oat field that's ready for harvest. So we've done our wheat field. We got 2 corn fields. We got an oat field. And of course we got a canola field. And then of course we got a sorghum field over here. I think the oat field is ready, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, the oat field is ready. Canola and sorghum, got to wait another month. And of course corn is like October time. But rain is coming. I don't actually have to harvest the oats today. I should be able to harvest that for another month. Let's see, oats. Yes, I can harvest that next month. I don't think I want to replant canola. So it's not a rush to get a field emptied and put canola back in. Yeah, my worker is pretty much done here. And we'll just ted the rest of that. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and put the tedder away. And the tedder can go in here, but the mowers, I'm going to put both mowers in the other shed. Just park the Landini right there for now. Park the front mower. See, if I park the front mower like right there and then just back up here, we can just drop off the rear mower right there. That's good enough for me. Alright, let's go back to the sheep farm. Get the dolly hooked back up to the slurry tanker, which for the time being is going to be a milk tanker because we don't have the cash. And I definitely got to get this milk in, as I said. You got to get the Jersey cattle making more milk, but they currently can't because their tank is full. So as I mentioned, we'll just pretend that the tanker got cleaned out rather well. As I mentioned, it's farming simulator. You don't really have to clean the tankers to put one material from one to the next. Does not matter. Now, if I really wanted to, I could put down another sell point for the crude oil. There's another sell point I could put down for 10,000 that will take the crude oil on its own. But we're going to try to do it the way we currently are. Like I said, I'd rather store the crude oil if I can and make more money off of it by producing all the other material. So now that we're making room for the cattle to produce some milk, we'll see if their productivity gets up to 100. You know, I can fast forward the time. I think every 15 minutes that resets on the animals' production, or maybe longer than that, maybe at the top of every hour. Their health is at 100%, so the productivity should go up to 100% at some point. All right. Close that up. Let's throw the beacons on. All right, time to get across town. And yeah, we're going to sell just a little bit of the milk to put into the production, then buy the production and see if that milk is still in there. Dairy production should be right ahead of us. Now I just got to remember where the trigger points are for it. I know where we buy the building at, but where's the drop-off point? I think it's on this side right here. If the trailer didn't get caught, that'd be good. It's going to get caught again. There's no way I'm going to straighten this out. Alright. Just a little bit of assistance is needed. There we go. Yeah, the drop-off point should be kind of like right about here. There it is. Alright, so we're just going to put in like 1,000 liters. I get paid just a little bit. Now let's go buy the production, which is going to be right over here. Buy it for 70,000. Yes, the building has been purchased. Perfect. Let's go in and see. Did we get? Yes, you still get the milk that you put on in. Chocolate, we want to deactivate that. We don't have any sugar. But butter and cheese, yeah, we want that to go on in. And that should be on storing for those. Yes, we got it all good. All right, so we're making butter and cheese now. Now we can put the rest of the milk on in. So we're left with 7,000. Not a whole lot of cash for what I need to be doing today. But the BGA will be making some money as we go along. What time is that rain getting here? Rain. Not until 11. All right, so the milk is in. Let me leave the Fendt 1000 there. And I think what we will do is we'll grab the Landini. And we're going to harvest this oat field rather quick. Is what we're going to do. So let's spin around here. The oat field is only right here. All these oats will be going right on down to the grain mill, and that will be processed into flour. So we're spending money, and we're currently making money. Just that it's not showing in the bank account because we won't be selling that stuff until much later on. But in some ways, with the cows not being able to produce milk, we were kind of wasting money. Kind of hope their productivity resets at the top of the hour. Unfold the combine. Fold up the header. This should be on straw swath already because we did a wheat field before. As for baling the straw, not too concerned about it right now. The straw is not going to decompose being out in the rain later on this month. Now, if you remember with the wheat field, when we harvested that, we took all the straw off the field and we gave it to the cows. So the cows are good for a long period of time. This straw here will make some bales and we'll maybe just sell them? I may have said before that I had 2 oat fields, but we actually only have 1. And the sorghum field, we're not going to get straw off of that. So this is all the straw I'm going to get this year. So I got to make sure I got enough, which I think we do. So I'll probably actually store this straw just to be sure. And when December comes, if we got a whole bunch of it, maybe we'll sell some. Or maybe we'll just keep out. I don't know, straw isn't worth that much. And we're kind of at the stage on the farm to where selling straw and getting a few $1,000s is not that helpful. So I'd rather have material in stock rather than be short. One thing about oats, at least it was true in FS19, oats gave you more straw than wheat and barley did. And looking at the swath, it still looks like it might be true. Swath looks bigger than what the wheat was doing in the previous field. And I need to start thinking about what I want to plant for next season. I'm thinking corn-wise, we just have 1 field. We still got plenty of corn left over. Oh yeah, and how is the pig's health doing? That should be going up because I need to sell some pigs. I could get money that way. Hopefully it's still going up. Yes, it's at 91%, still going up. I mean, as it should, because we got at least 2 different types of food in there. We got corn and wheat. So the health should be going up. So when it gets up to 100%, which might be later on in the month, we can sell some pigs and maybe get like $20,000, $30,000 right there, which is exactly what we need on the farm. Well, we always need money, but we need some more money because I need to lease a windrower for doing the hay bales. And of course, buying some tankers. But we're trying to get up to 150,000 to be able to put down the other production building for the crude oil. Once we get that going, yeah, we'll be making some pretty good money off that material. If I just put down the bigger store at the sheep farm for the crude oil production, I could have sold the crude oil today and earned, I think it's almost $1,000 per 1,000 liters of oil. So that would have been like $6 grand currently. But we're going to be just fine. We're up to 10,000, so I could almost top off the fertilizer spreader with enough to get some contracts done, although there's not great contracts showing up currently. I think one of them's near 10,000, so I'll just get my money back on the fertilizer. Well, at least I'll have fertilizer for other contracts that may appear. Not a full combine, but we're up at the corner where the trailer is, so let's go ahead and unload into there. I don't know how many bales we're going to get off that field, but we'll put the bale counter on when we do it. And then just see how many bales that we got with how much liters are per bale. We can figure out how much we got off the field. Alright, so in about 10 minutes or so, we should be done with the oat field. And all the harvesting for this month will be done. And then it's just a matter of getting everything else sorted out for the day, like the hay bales and the straw as well. And before you know it, we'll be headed on to another month. Not this episode, but pretty darn soon we will be. I think every time I harvest this field, when I get down to the last row, I always leave a little bit of a row of shame somewhere. So, kind of hoping that doesn't happen this time, but if it does, oh well. Actually, I might get it all. Looks like I got a little bit of room to spare this time around, so yeah, I was trying to stretch it out on a couple of passes that what the header could pick up. I think the trailer is about maybe half full. So once we put this in, we should be somewhere, I don't know, maybe approaching 30,000 liters off this field, which is not bad. The field is not that big of a field. At least we'll get a good amount of flour out of it. I think the oat ratio to flour is pretty good. And no row of shame. Watch out for the tree, the tractor. And we got the harvest done just before the rain got here in a couple of hours. Getting near the top of the hour, I'll have a look at the cows. Their productivity should go up to 100%, I would think. Alright, let's go ahead and unfold the combine's header. Fold up the combine because, like I said, the rain will be here in a couple of hours. So I'll help you keep it somewhat dry. Now I'll move this on through the woods. You can see the canola field through the trees. Actually, if I park the combine in between the trees here when it rains, it'll stay somewhat covered. Yep, we'll be harvesting that canola, I would assume, next month. Alright, but how many liters of oats did we get? Well, yeah, just shy of 30,000, 28,411. Landini doesn't like hauling that much, especially when I put all the grain towards the back. But once the Landini gets rolling, it's fine. He'll haul it down the road. We're not going too far with it. And I was thinking, if I ever need more grass, we can always merge the grass field with that field that we just harvested. But I can't see us needing that much more, if any. I think that field should be big enough for what we're doing. Alright, we're just going to slide out on the road. Hopefully no traffic is coming. And we'll activate this right away because this is all the oats that we have. Shouldn't have any at all in the silo. Just missed the traffic there. All right, we'll dump that on in, and while that's being dumped in, we're going to check on a couple of things. First off, the cattle. Have they reset yet? Cows. Productivity is now going back up, so they're going to start making some more milk once again. Yeah, the hay. Maybe I should feed them some hay. Maybe when I get the hay bales off the field this time, I'll drive into the barn, and we'll give them all the hay that we have just to top off their barn. They're getting 20,000 liters, or they're going through 20,000 liters a month. So right now they're good for about 5 months. So, I mean, that may not look good, but that's actually quite a bit. The pigs will have to feed today, and the sheep and the goats are doing rather well. Yeah, they don't have a whole bunch of milk over there. And on the food side of things, they're doing rather well. Productions next. Let's go up, and oat flour. So, yeah, for every 150 liters, we get 188 liters of flour. Kind of a weird ratio, but, you know, it's more than what we put in. So we should get somewhere around 30,000 liters of flour out of that. Maybe a little bit more. But overall, that's pretty darn good. And the BGA is still going through the silage and slurry. And the milk production is, well, we're getting some butter, and we're getting some, of course, cheese at the same time. I think that's going to be October when we sell that material. Well, it says January, October. So in a few months' time, I don't think I have anything this month that's good for selling. No, we don't. So I can't really make any money on just selling products currently. So other than the BGA making us some money, and then maybe getting some fertilizer in our spreader, and possibly taking on, maybe I will take on that contract. Like I said, it's not a whole lot. Oh, plowing. Do I want to do any plowing contracts? I don't know. Kind of need the money. Will I be using the Landini for anything in the meantime? Yes, I will be when I windrow the grass, and then the fence going to be behind us with the baler. So that's going to be put on hold just for now. But we got our dairy production up and going, which is good. So now we just got to, so we'll keep on saving money so we can buy all the other things that we've been talking about. But that is where we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in American Falls. But until then, have a good one.